Hello viewers, welcome to Track AI Academy. In this video, we will discuss about K-means clustering. K-means clustering comes under unsupervised machine learning algorithms. In unsupervised machine learning algorithm, we don't have any level data to train the model. So our model is not pre-trained. So here we get the data as an input and our algorithm find the patterns in the data, and according to the pattern similarity, it categorizes the data. Like in this case, we got the images as an input, and according to the pattern similarity, it categorizes the images into two different categories. That is, one category is dog and another category is cat. Before starting K-means clustering, let's see the concept of clustering. So in clustering, we need to cluster the input data into different categories on the basis of the pattern similarity. So here, initially the algorithm doesn't know how many categories will be there, and it just get the input, and on the basis of the pattern similarity, it put the input data into different categories, and finally it got three different clusters of the images. Here the images of oranges, strawberry and blackberry are separated according to their similarity or similar features like color, size, shape. What is a cluster? A cluster is a group of data points whose interpoint distances are small compared with the distances to the point outside of the cluster. We can see the example here. Here we can see that the yellow points, red points, and blue data points are there, and in these data points can be considered as clusters because in each of the cluster we can see that the intra-cluster distances are very less and inter-cluster distances are high. What is clustering? The grouping of objects such that objects in the same cluster are more similar to each other than they are to objects in another cluster. So clustering is the process in which for unclustered data we need to assign the clusters. So in this example we can see that a scattered data as an input, and after clustering we have three different clusters. Some of the common application of clusterings are market segmentation, social network analysis, search result grouping, medical imaging, image segmentation, and anomaly detection in the data. In the type of clustering, the very basic is centroid based clustering. The type of clustering is density based clustering. Here the clusters are defined on the basis of the density of the data points. Another one is distribution based clustering. Here we consider Gaussian distribution or the clustering task. Now comes to the K-means clustering algorithm. So basically there are 6 steps in this algorithm. In first step, we need an initial guess for k, which can be revised later. So in this example, we have taken k is equal to 3. In second point, we need to take k different centroid in the data points randomly. We choose k different centroids, and in third point, we assign each point to the nearest centroid to get k initial clusters. In fourth step, for each cluster, we calculate a new centroid by taking the mean position of all the points in the cluster. Here we can see that the arrow shows the new cluster centroid, and in the next step, for the new chosen centroid, reassign the points to the new chosen centroid, and in the last step, we repeat step 4 and 5, that is recalculating centroids and cluster membership until points no longer changes the cluster. So here are the references. K-means clustering lab notebook. Here we are importing the basic libraries like Panda, NumPy, and in sklearn, K-means clustering function is already defined. So we are importing that also. And as a data set, we are taking Iris data set for our implementation. So Iris data set is given on the Kaggle. We can download it from there. We will run this. In the next step, we can see the details of the data set. So there are 6 different columns: ID, sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and species of the flowers. So in Iris dataset, there are 6 columns are there, and 3 categories of species are basically there in this data set. And here we can see the shape of the data. So there are 150 rows and 6 columns in this data. For more information, we can see that for each of the column, nothing is null, means there is no any missing data in our data set. Here we can see the further description of the data set. Then again we are checking for the missing values, so there is no missing values in any of the columns, and we don't need id for the clustering task, so we will remove the id column from the data set. And now we will use the data set having a structure like this, and we can see the types of categories in the target. So there are 3 types of species are there, and the count of species are equal for the 3 categories. And here we can see that the target category, that is our target is to categorize the data into 3 different species, and so we have separated the target, and for input we are giving the columns other than the target column. And here we have plotted the scattered form of the data for all the 150 rows. We have plotted the sepal length versus the sepal width, and then in this cell we are using the k-means clustering, and we are taking 3 clusters as a parameter. And in the next cell we are just using this k-means clustering for the clustering task, and we can see the clusters defined by our k-means clustering algorithm. So here we can see that 3 different clusters are there, 0, 2 and 1. And in this cell we are plotting the clusters found by the k-means clustering algorithm. So here we can see that the green, blue and red 3 clusters are there, and with the yellow dots we have shown the final centroid position of these clusters. So this is the result for the k-means clustering on IRIS dataset. So thanks for watching this video.